What's up guys, this is Astranox. It's time for the showcase of Bad Cat Armin. So she's a 4-star Moonlight hero and I try her out in different teams. I have an interesting setup with this hero to put that passive to good use. It is a chance guys, it's 40% chance to get the critical hit damage buff to the frontliner and 40% chance if she gets attacked for them to counter attack. It's an interesting mechanic, we don't have that, we didn't have that before, we do have it now. So Imprint, we got attack percentage for the rest of the team or crit chance for herself, almost 15%. So you can build her accordingly. I have her on speed penetration set because skill 1 on a counter and dual attack will be a single target attack, but on her turn, it's attacking everyone. So counter set means she's going to be slower, but I can get some free damage. She has injury on skill 1, up to 5% of the target's maximum health. I have her on Champion's Trophy because I want to potentially stun the enemy. Since the skill 1 attacks everyone, it could be leading to some interesting things. So her stats, I mean, I could have more health, but over 300% crit damage, over 17,000 health with 163 speed. I have her on speed main stat boots, so of course I could have over 20,000 health if I was running health percentage on the main stat of my boots. So the combo that is interesting is Fairy Tale Tenebria, Resurrect Provoke into Bad Cat Armin, and then you have a frontliner that is built like slow with like really hard hitting. Like an Arbiter Vildred is cool because he attacks 2 targets at a time. So that's pretty dangerous. There's a lot of different combinations that you could pull off because of that. But you have to remember it's a 40% chance and the enemy needs to attack her. So if you want to put her to good use, you need to put her in a team that has a lot of attacks that hit everyone. Or if you're fighting in a controlled environment, arena offense, guild war offense, make sure that they have some light hero or heroes so you can bait their attack into her, which will in turn trigger the counter attacks of the frontliner and give that ally critical hit damage buff, which is 50%, crit damage. It cannot go over 350%. You have to remember that. So build your hero accordingly. So 300% crit damage or less. Now, my Arbiter Vildred, he's actually built with speed. He's on an attack set with speed main stat boots. But imagine if I had him on, let's say, attack percentage main stats, and his artifact is Alexa's Basket. So if he doesn't get to go and Bad Cat Armin is triggering the counter for the frontliner, then if I have him on Eliha's Knife or an artifact that boosts his damage, he would be hitting quite a bit more, right? So that's something that you can pull off. But there's a lot of problems with a combo like that. First, you need to initiate with Fairy Tale Tenebria. Not a good base speed on that hero. Resist, 15% innate resist. It happens all the time, guys. It's not a combo that you can just pull off and it's going to be effective. Earth heroes, evasion-based heroes like Green Violet is going to be a nightmare. And you can just get outsped so easily with 126, 128 base speed hero. And then they just take her out, silence her, push back her CR, stun her, something like that. And it's going to be a total mess. But if you can pull it off, and Bad Cat Armin, I would be building her more tanky. I was actually wanting to transition to that build and get some more footage. But I actually did it. But it didn't turn out good because finding the right opponents in arena or getting that to happen in the world arena is just not gonna happen. Like, that's the thing. But in a control environment, yes, you could maybe pull it off. Maybe the meta changes later on. Maybe there's more heroes with Resurrected Provoke that gets introduced in the game. In Guild War, you can do it, right? Like I said, Bad Cat Armin with a really hard-hitting hero that can attack maybe 2 targets. Maybe a Charles could be in the front. Maybe a Bellion could be in the front, which is a combo that I actually use in World Arena. So we have Arena and World Arena. I was just climbing, to get some conquest point real quick. I mean, I was climbing on 4 accounts. It was pretty crazy last minute. Like, there was like just a few hours left. And I just wanted to get some conquest point. 2 accounts, I'm getting the RB skin and I was a champion on the first account. I didn't push. I could have been champion on multiple accounts. I just don't have time for it. But here in a World Arena, right, I'm using, that's another thing you could be doing, is Conqueror Lilius. She's got Resurrected Provoke, so you can put that to good use and have one of their hero, forced to attack the hero on your team with the highest maximum health. Make sure it's Bad Cat Armin, right? And if you put an impactful hero on the front, like Bellion is so dangerous because she attacks everyone. It's really quite cancerous. Now you could have something like a Dizzy in the front on Abyssal Crown. Could you imagine with the skill 1, she's got stun chance, and then the Abyssal Crown has more stun chance, and the skill 1 will attack everyone. Same as Bellion, she attacks everyone with the skill 1. The problem with Bad Cat Armin is that her skill 1, if it's not her turn, is going to be a single target attack instead of an AoE. Her damage with skill 3 seems to be pretty decent with the amount of health and crit damage that I have, but nothing like amazing. I'm seeing something like, it really depends on how much defense and mitigation that they have. Well, I mean, it could be like 5,000 all the way up to over 10,000 if they don't have damage mitigation. I don't even have a damage artifact. I'm using, you know, Champion's Trophy on her, so I can have potentially a stun chance here and there. Maybe the skill 1, I get to actually use it, because after using the skill 3, you have to wait for her to get a full other turn so she can start using those skill 1s, start dropping those skill 1s. So it's a problem. You're not getting much value out of Champion's Trophy. Yes, the skill 3, maybe you're going to be stunning the target, something like that. If you build her slower, maybe they don't have immunity set left because they already did their turn. But maybe they put immunity buff on them, and that's not going to work at all. You're not going to be able to land any stun. So that's another thing that you have to keep in mind. Now, I could have gone with a damage build. Maybe I could have left her on counter with like health percentage main stats, so she does hit harder. But is she even gonna get to go? That's the thing. And with her kit, she gets speed buff for herself. She gets barrier as she put it on the whole team, including herself, based on her own maximum health. So you need to draw the line. You need to kind of like have her built with enough speed so she can go and she can actually do her thing. If she just does skill 3 and that's it, she doesn't even get to go again for using skill 1, then I don't think she's not going to be impactful enough. And then the passive, you know, it's a 40% chance to trigger a counter with the frontliner if she gets attacked. So it's a chance, it's not 100%. So it's something that you have to keep in mind. So yeah. Now this hero with the skill 1, she does have injury up to 5% of the target's maximum health. To be honest, when I was dropping some skill 1s, the damage was pretty decent with, you know, the way I have her built. But there's a delay between skill 3 into the skill 1. So that's the thing. She's not going to be as impactful as like a Bellion. Bellion is so dangerous with the skill 1 that attacks everyone. She's a knight. I mean, she can have Elbrus Ritual Sword. That's the thing. But I'm just increasing the chance of having Bellion counterattack. That's the thing. By having, you know, Bad Cat Armin in the team. But I don't feel like she's that impactful, to be honest. She might need a buff later down the line. She might actually need it. Like, she does need one from my testing. The skill 3, you know, the speed buff is good. She can cycle fast, but I feel like on a speed build, she'd be more impactful. I feel like having her on a slower build is not good enough. But you can see the damage sometimes, it's there. Like, there's some okay damage out of this hero, almost 10,000 versus, you know, Apocalypse Ravi, which usually has pretty high damage mitigation, pretty decent amount of defense on her. But there's no Knight with Aureus. The Frenzy's on Frenzy 1, so there's a small damage boost there. It's Dark Element versus Light, so there's a 10% damage increase there. So all that stuff you have to keep in mind. But I have her with over 300% crit damage. That is a crazy amount of stats that needs to be invested to get that. Now, what if you just have, instead of going for damage, you just scrap that and you go with quite a bit of speed on her, and then you could have a nice amount of health and defense as well. And then she's just be cycling faster, and she might be able to hit that 5% maximum health injury on the skill 1 on everyone, even if she's not even built for crit damage as a bruiser, because, you know, with enough health, she's gonna be able to meet that threshold, especially with Frenzy in World Arena. If you're hitting some light, you know, element heroes, something like that. So yeah, you could, at the very least, if you're having problem reaching 5%, you could just have crit chance on her build. Don't even worry too much about the crit damage, and it's just gonna pump the damage further. Maybe you could have her on a damage artifact if you're really desperate for it. So yeah, as a warrior, you definitely have a few options as artifacts, so that's cool. But I mean, you could have her on Strat Gauntlet with high effect resistance, but I really don't feel like she's impactful enough. It's luck based. The passive, the injury really takes time to build up. At 5% per pop. I think like on an injury set with the injury on skill 1 in longer drawn out fight, especially if they have a Soul Weaver, a double Soul Weaver comp, if you're just like triggering the destruction of their maximum health, the battle will definitely go faster, and you will not have to reach super high frenzy, and the battles will not be taking like 10 minutes. So she does have a place, I believe, and there's some pretty cool combo that you can have with a hero in the front line that's really dangerous if they does trigger a counter, and they don't need to be built on a counter set, so it does open quite a few possibilities. I did like the interaction on my first battles with Fairy Tail herself, forcing the enemy to attack a Bad Cat with a impactful, dangerous, high damage hero in the front, like Arbiter Vildred. There's other combos. So that was definitely interesting, but it's definitely a hard thing to pull off. I don't think she's worth pulling for. That's it for this one. Let us know what you guys think about all that in the comment section. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all ya do. Peace out for now.